Hey friends, Paul Bolsick here, July 30th, 2025, with another episode. This one about the two times National Geographic was involved in semi-hoax-like activity. And I'm going to talk about my adventures into finding out about those two situations. First, the Tasaday hoax aired on national television, a National Geographic special, December 1st. 1972. The second, the Billy the Kid tintype photo hoax, aired October 18th, 2015, with Kevin Costner narrating. Join me on this road of adventure. So, in the early 1970s, the U.S. war in Southeast Asia, Vietnam, was winding down. The world needed some good news. The August 1972 National Geographic cover story, Cavemen from the island of Mindanao in the Philippines. Manuel Elizalde Jr., also known as Manda, the son of a wealthy Manila capitalist. He wanted recognition, so he created this story that there were somehow cave dwellers that had been cut off for hundreds of years from other Philippine people who had no contact with any other individuals in the outside world. They were said to have no word for war. They were said to have no knowledge of the Pacific Ocean, which was only 15 miles due south of where they lived. The Tasaday became a world news media sensation. Famous individuals like Charles Lindbergh, the famous aviator, an Italian movie star and fashion icon Gina Lollobrigida were either duped or part of the hoax. In 1986, when Ferdinand Marcos fled the Philippines, was probably the first time that the Tasaday hoax was really exposed by a Swiss journalist named Oswald Eiten. ABC News program 2020 clearly exposed the Tasaday for the hoax that it was. Tom Jarrell passed around the August 1972 National Geographic magazine issue and showed photos of their younger selves that they had never seen before.
When Elizalde first came, we were ready to believe anything he said because he promised to help us. But so many years have come and gone, and we haven't gotten any kind of help. He just lied.
Well, you're famous. You're on the cover of a magazine. Did you know that? Cover of a magazine.
One of the most Dr. Lame aspects of this hoax was the redhead child was the great-grandson of a U.S. soldier during the long Philippine-U.S. war that lasted from 1899 until the early 1930s. Sasa was his name, and I caught up with him in year 2000, cycling around in Mindanao. It was a 4-hour hike to the cave from the nearest Taboli village, easily done in one day's time. Went with Sasa and the bodyguards I had hired on this trip. Sasa was happy to relive the times of his childhood when the world's media was there. Frequently, over the years, he went back to the caves, which was a place of reverence for him. In 1983, Elizalde skipped out to the country of Costa Rica, taking millions with him in Panaman money funds. The real victims here were the people made to play the Tasaday cavemen, who were basically never compensated for their time and efforts in this grand scheme. So the second part of this hoax was the National Geographic aired TV special, October 18, 2015, narrated by Kevin Costner, about the alleged Billy the Kid tintype, or also known as Ferrotype photos purchased for $2 in a Fresno, California junk shop by Randy Guajaro. So this Ferrotype photo basically depicts a California farm family, probably about the month of March, I would say about year 1890. They've raked up all the leaves to carry the leaves to their garden for fertilizer. The trees shown in the photo cannot be grown at Fort Sumner, New Mexico, which only averages 15¼ inches a year. These large trees, to grow them, you would need at least 30 inches of rain per year, which is typical of other areas of California. Now, Fresno averages about 11½ inches per year. It doesn't mean the Ferrotype was taken in Fresno, but probably in an area nearby in California somewhere of that era. I bicycled through Fort Sumner, New Mexico on June 10, 1991 on a cross the United States bicycle ride that summer. It was clear to me that you could not grow very tall trees in that area with the amount of rainfall and the poor soil. Sadly, these major U.S. news networks were taken in because they believed in the National Geographic name. Unfortunately, this was a story about a couple of dollars Ferrotype image that really wasn't worth millions as they claim that it was. Since that time, Randy Guharo has not been able to sell this Ferrotype image. I myself am a member of an organization known as the Daguerrean Society. Collectors of old photographs, very knowledgeable people, all the history, science about daguerreotypes. The big joke at the Daguerrean Society Symposium the next year was, maybe you found an image of Billy the Kid. Thanks again for tuning in. Hope you hit the like button. We'll see you on the next one.